Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Feminine Legacy Podcast. This is your host, Jackie Ma. Today, I'm really excited to gather amongst medicine peoples. I would like to introduce first my sister, Ra Nomvula, who is a South African-born medicine woman and who is a dear sister and a friend, and a beautiful elder who has come through Ra as her elder, and now I'm claiming him as my elder too. And his name is Elder Mandaza Augustine Kandemwa, and he is a Shakiro, and he's a carrier of earth and water spirits. And his tribal affiliation is the Shona tradition. And he is what's called a Mandoro, which is a lion shaman. And I'm really grateful to bring us all together to get today and gather with the ancestors and talk about legacy and medicine that's needed for our times. And yeah, we'll see what wants to come through, but really just bringing our hearts to talk about the wisdom and what's needed now. So welcome. So glad to have you here. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome, Mama.
We are so happy to be with you. I'm so happy to be with you again.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. We've been looking forward to this. And so Ra is in, as I said, South Africa, and Baba is visiting, and he is from Zimbabwe. And but he's here with Ra for some time. So it was a great time for us to come together. And yeah, my heart is pretty full about that. So I'm really glad. So thank you. So who wants to jump in and just talk a little bit about, let's start with talking, let's honor the ancestors and start there. Just this need to be in connection with the well and wise ancestors to support a greater unity on this earth. Like, just can you speak about this need and this connection with the ancestors and why it's needed now?
It's a beautiful question you are asking. And it has been asked many times by many different peoples of different cultures over and over. Religions have asked the same question. Different cultures have also asked the question, including politicians and other business people. They are asking exactly the same thing, the same question. If we look around, just go at night in the street of New York, see different people coming together in a good way, in a bad way. Many things are happening in the streets of New York. People are saying, what kind of life is this now? To see people not even greeting each other. On the streets of New York, you are a New Yorker yourself.
Yeah.
You cannot say hello to your neighbor. It's taboo to see homeless people in a rich New York. Go to the restaurants, go to the hotels. Outside there, you'll see people begging for food in the United States.
Yeah.
So when we look at all that, we begin to ask what has gone wrong in the human society. What has gone wrong, really? So that's why it is important now that we connect with the higher or the highest powers ever to be that can bring order in New York's. We are looking at that as one example. how can we bring order in New York, in Cape Town, in Johannesburg, in Harare, Zimbabwe? Because what you experience in New York is you'll experience it in South Africa as well.
Yeah.
You experience that in Zimbabwe, in any country of the world. So spiritual people are looking at all those happenings, and we find that the only solution is to connect with ancestors and our God or goddess, asking for guidance. We no longer want to live the way we are living now. No. That's in brief what I see.
Ra, do you want to chime in on that?
Yeah, I suppose I can say I come from a culture, I do not come from a culture of connecting with ancestors like Baba does. It was not in my upbringing or conditioning. And yet, when I first started connecting with them, it was when I was looking for help. You know, what are these dreams? What are these things going on in my life that I can feel? I was guided to connect with my ancestors in really simple ways. And it brought so much comfort, and to feel that I'm not alone. It was almost instant. Wow, okay, I could do this. This is real. And then watching the most incredible synchronicities happening, receiving insights into part of my own story, aspects of my own nature. It was like there was a well of information that I could not access until I connected with them. So it just became natural, despite people in my culture going, "What are you doing? Who are these things? You are there's a myth that you pray to the ancestors, that you are now, they are replacing God or Goddess or Allah, and yet they are not replacing anything. They are joining, they are kind of revealing their support to source. They become part of that. So yes, I am very grateful that I was led to them, and that Baba continues to reinforce that, and also to teach me how many different ancestors there are.
It's so big. There's so much.
So many. It's a blessing to be connected to them and to honor them in our lives. And it's a gift.
It is a gift. It is a gift. Thank you both for that. I will just say that I have found it to be deeply opening, to be connected with the ancestors. I have felt a great sense of fulfillment in the connection itself. There's also just a lot of, sometimes it's just fun.
Yeah.
Like when, like the strangest things that they may ask for, or a few weeks ago, I was at the altar and I said, "What do you want? Like, what do you like food wise? What do you need?" Look, my Italian hands are going like this. What do you need? and, and I heard caramelized pears.
Oh.
And I was like, "What? I've never even heard of that." So it's just these funny things. So I call up my mom, and she's kind of used to me now that I'm this woman. This is culturally not this is not culturally what we were taught, but it's not foreign at all. Like, I think of how, Italians have venerations of dead family members all over their houses. And, so it's there for us, but we don't, not in the same way that we are igniting it.
Yes.
Anyway, my mother participates in my spirit magic. I'm like, the ancestors want pears, caramelized pears. Would you like to contribute and help me make them? I've never made them. And we make
Yes.
them together. And I set a table place at the table for them. And she said, okay. She humors me and she's like, all right, whatever. And yeah, they were really happy. So,
Good.
so it's, yeah, these, I just brought it down to like a simple pleasure of wanting to express a daughter, like a granddaughter. Like me, I get to be, a part of me gets to receive as a granddaughter and not as the big ma all the time. In my regular life, I get to be surrounded by the elders in spirit and be held and nurtured. And I need that too. There's a part of me that really needs that. Okay, I can sink into something.
Yeah.
So yeah, it vacillates. So the relationship it's really important.
Yeah. And there's nothing we can't ask. I realized, and there's nothing that like for me, it's basmati rice. We cannot live in a house where there's no basmati rice and there's no cardamom and there's no cinnamon. And please, we need some sandalwood. Like
Yeah.
there's some particular items we need to have.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for Baba, it's you can't ever be without snuff.
I can't. Because that's the first thing I resisted during my call by spirit.
Wait, tell me, what is it?
To take snuff.
Snuff.
Tell
Do
me
you know
about
snuff?
No, I don't think I do. Tell me.
It's just tobacco that
Oh,
is
okay,
processed. Yeah, it's snuff.
okay.
Yeah, resisting was my way. I did not like it. Because once I got connected with snuff, that would mean I was connected with ancestors. And I did not like to hear anything to do with ancestors. I believed in my living God. But God, I did not understand who God was.
Yeah.
I had my own God in my mind, a God who was selective, who had favorites. That was my God.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
that was
this
mine too.
God now, this living God, who says I must work with his messengers. Messengers meaning my ancestors. Yeah, so work with my messengers. If you do work with my messengers, you're working with me, your creator, God, goddess. So again, the resistance you see in our families, in our communities, resistance of being of service to ancestors, is because we don't understand who ancestors are. It's a thing that has never been talked about in our families as we were growing up. We have become adults who know nothing about ancestors. Since they are being introduced to us now, it's hard to believe in ancestors. So we don't blame those who are not believing in the presence of ancestors, because they were born and raised in a society that never talked about these things. It's not their fault.
Yeah.
Yes, this is what I see,
That's what I see too. Yeah, that like the religious programming and the indoctrination over thousands of years has really placed the fear in people. And I still feel that fear in me sometimes. Like it still comes in, and I continuously have to, you know, release the resistance and the programming. And so, yeah, it's an active piece for me. Like I'm with them, I love them, and then also some days this other, and I'm like, so it's like a consistent, you know, we've been conditioned our whole lives, and not just this lifetime. We're carrying a lot, right? And we're
Yes.
also carrying the conditioning of the ancestors. So it's funny that the idea is like you have to look back and connect to actually heal the thing that you're carrying. Like you really, we need to actually be in the communication with the ancestors in order to do much of the great healing that we're trying to do. Like it can't be done without them.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because some people say, how can you believe in an ancestor? He's a dead person.
Yeah.
Look at the situation. My father dies today. The next 2-3 days, I see him in my dreams.
Yeah.
He comes back to me, he talks to me, tells me what to do.
Mm.
He's not a dead ancestor that I'm worshiping.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
with an ancestor.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
some people believe in Christ. Fine. They say he was buried. Christ never died. You know, he never died. Some people are expecting that Christ is going to come back again on
Yeah.
earth. He's already here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Christ is in you. Christ is in that person. Christ is in that creation. So which Christ are you waiting for to descend again on earth? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sweet Baba. Yes, exactly.
Mm.
You see, what
Yeah.
dies in a person is not the you. The you is the spirit in you, Mama. It never dies, you know.
Yeah.
What dies is just this body. When it is tired, it's old, it must go. But the
Mm.
real you lives forever.
Yeah. There's so
So how
much
can you-
comfort in that,
Yeah.
right?
So much.
Why do we make it so hard? Like it's just
Yeah. Is that word dead? You know, what is it? What is
exactly.
it? What dies?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. And the conditioning and the fear around
Yeah, you see.
communicating with the dead. There is
I
no,
know.
it's that is not even a real sentence. That doesn't even mean anything to us. It's not about
Yeah,
communicating with the dead. It's about it's living spirits.
it is.
Exactly.
It's communing with the living.
It's
Yeah.
communing.
This is beautiful. This conversation really brings me like sort of a full circle because you know, I remember even just when you're not aware that you're talking to spirits, like when you're kind of closed, and then there's normally something that opens, right? Like that we part the waters, so to speak, and then something happens in our lives that draws us, whether we're sick or sad or they come to us and something happens. There's some kind of friction that opens a doorway for this revealing.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
it's yeah, so I'm curious for both of you, is there anything that you want to share about that? Like Baba, how old were you when you became aware? Were you in adulthood, or were you in your child years where you felt that, like, when did it come on for you?
It was through, it's quite a long story, that one, but I'll try my best to explain to you. They say when I was born, 3 days after my birth, I became ill, not sick, but ill. I was born in a rural area, in the countryside, where there were no doctors, no hospitals, no clinic, nothing, no clinics, nothing. I was born in the bush. They say 3 days after my birth, I almost stopped breathing. I could not breathe properly. I refused to feed on my mother's breasts. I was sick. I could not move. And then a stranger, a woman, an old woman, appeared in our village from nowhere. She says she has been sent for this child born who is not feeling well. May I have that child now? So my parents gave me to this woman. She's ordered my parents to follow her into the forest, into the bush, created a shelter. And they said, keep this child in this shelter in the forest for 3 days. So they kept me in there for 3 days. No water to drink, nothing. I did not even open my eyes, they say so. The third day, the full third day, I started to eat something from my mother's breast. And then they took me back home. So my elders knew that I was being visited by ancestors. They took me back and I was well. My elders knew, but they did not want to tell me because they were afraid that they would scare me, you know.
Yeah.
So they kept it a secret. And I was hit by many illnesses, my dear sister. Very strange illnesses. I could not breathe through the nose when I was about 20, 30 years old. I could not breathe through the nose. I was dreaming of this snuff. I resisted. Finally, I surrendered. The moment I took it, I could breathe through the nose.
Wow.
And I started receiving sleeping and waking dreams and visions. I would share these dreams with my family members. The dreams never meant anything to me. They were just dream stories that I shared with them.
Yeah.
My elders knew that I was being visited by ancestors. So this is the simple part of life that I went through, but it was full of challenges, Mama. Yeah, some of the experience and near-death experience, I went through all that.
Yeah.
It's history now. So
all hell.
I've written in one of my books the story of my life in full. It's going to be published maybe soon.
Beautiful.
The story of my life is it was not easy for me to become what I am today.
Yeah.
It is still not easy up to now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in brief what I can share with you. It's not easy at all.
That leads me to a question, Baba. I have found, I know everybody has their own life path, but I have found for medicine people, I'll include myself in that life can be really, really hard in the awakening and the challenges that are brought forward in this way, in this path. Do you think that that's just the nature of building the strength and resilience, or do you think it's the karma that we're carrying? Like, I don't know, is there anything that you want to say about that? Like, why is it so hard, Baba?
If you were to travel the world over, and visit the renowned spiritual healers and peacemakers, including Mahatma Gandhi, including Nelson Mandela, Mama, Winnie Mandela, you name them, Baba Credo Mutwa. There is not even a single person who does not have a story that is like my story.
Yeah. Yeah.
All of us, including Christ, including Moses. Yeah. They have a story that is similar to the story I'm sharing.
Yeah.
Because I have discovered that a true medicine person like you, a true peacemaker like you, must experience the two lives, a happy life and a sad life.
Yeah.
So that when you go into the world to make peace, you will be able to listen to both stories equally with no judgment of your own. You listen to the stories as if they were your stories. So when you make a decision, it is true decision.
Yeah.
Unlike other people who listen only to one side of a story because I love this woman, I must support her. So I must support her and her story must be the only story, not the other part story.
Yeah. Yeah.
We happy life and sad life. It's for our own good. So that when you go to pray or to perform a ritual or on behalf of the sick people, you will perform that ritual with all your heart. Because you were once upon a time a sick person.
Yeah.
You were once upon a time a homeless person, a beggar on the street, begging for food.
Yeah.
So when you kneel down before your altar to pray for the homeless people, the sick, the hungry, the oppressed people, your prayer will be heard and answered. So that is the training we go through. That kind of training has a beginning, but it has no end. For true healers, true peacemakers, it has no end.
Yeah. Thank you for that. That was really good medicine.
Thank you, Mama.
Yeah. Yeah. And do you feel, I feel that the world is deeply in need of medicine people. And I believe that there are medicine people all over this planet. And they are, for whatever it is that we've come to do together, there must be many. There must be many.
Yes.
Mama, there are many, 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 many medicine people. Are we talking of human medicines people?
No.
Or mountain medicine people? The birds, medicine people.
Yeah.
The ocean, medicine people. We have many, many ambassadors of peace and healing, but we are not listening to them. The trees and the forests are talking.
Yeah.
They are teaching, Mama. The winds are teaching. We talk of climate change. These are messengers, Mama.
Yeah, they are.
You see, we rely heavily on this thing, the head.
Mm-hmm.
because we think and believe that we are very highly educated. So we use our education a lot. We want our education to see for us. We want our education to bring peace for us. It's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We must travel from the head to the heart, to the center, where there is this panacea of life, the kind of medicine that can heal any illness.
Mm-hmm.
The heart. How many people, how many of us are listening to our hearts today?
Mm-hmm.
And how many human healers have been deployed into this world for thousands and thousands of years? Are we listening to them?
Yeah.
We are not. Yeah. The Nelson Mandelas are with us in the forest. The Winnie Mandelas are in there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the John F. Kennedy. Coming to us in the form of the mountains, the bears, the birds, the waters, the wind. Those are the John F. Kennedy messengers who are coming again with the same message of peace.
Yeah.
Listen to the reggae music, for example. If you listen to the reggae music, it's all about healing.
Mm-hmm.
How many people wanted to destroy reggae? They ended up killing the musicians of
Yeah.
reggae. Is reggae dead? I wonder.
And when we meet some people and they see Baba's dreams, they're like, Irie, brother.
Yeah.
And he doesn't say, no, I'm not a Rasta. He just goes, Irie, Irie. I said, no, Baba, they think you're a Rastafarian. He's like,
I'm
yes,
not.
it's okay.
Let them say what they say.
Yeah.
Let them be happy.
Oh, that's so good. Feels really good. That's a good giggle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm. Baba, how are
Mm.
we gonna how are we gonna do this? How are we gonna, last time we spoke, there was a lot of grief that came up for me, as I'm sure all of us are grieving right now, looking at the society that we have participated in creating. And I spend a lot of time thinking about the future generations and how we can come together to make things better, to grow a new way of being. And that's why I get so encouraged and inspired when we get together, like these meetings of the heart, right? Because they're not necessarily, they are in our everyday lives, but I don't know where I'm going with this, but just how are we going to come together? Do you think? Are we going to see it in our lifetime?
We are like farmers.
Mm.
We are given seeds to go and plant. Our responsibility is to go and plant the seeds. Don't look back to see whether the seeds are germinating. That's not your responsibility. Yes, spirits are encouraging very strongly that the disciples of Holy Spirits you and me and the rest of our people,
Yeah.
once in a while come together, just be together. Spirits want to speak to us when we are together like that. They want to give us more instructions and more powers to go and quickly plant the seeds that have been given to us. The land is waiting for those seeds to be planted. We may go to the mountains to go and plant those seeds. Keep planting the seeds. But once in a while, we are to come together, just to be together and do no ritual, nothing.
Yeah.
That strengthens
Yeah.
the circle of the disciples of the Holy Spirit, the ancestors. We are operating from a distance. Like this, I don't feel well. I don't feel well connected when we speak on this platform. But when I am close to the person, I feel good, Mama. Yes, it is helping us, the technology, but it doesn't. Something is missing.
Yeah. Yeah. Something is missing.
Yes. And secondly, we need to perform more and more living healing rituals. Different rituals for healing, for connecting, for especially asking for forgiveness for having resisted.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
those are the kind of rituals and ceremonies we want to perform now. I want the spirits to come and help me get out of my head.
Yeah.
And build a heart in my heart. Build an altar in my heart, which is usable not by the President of the United States, which is not usable by the President or the Prime Minister of South Africa. The altar which is usable by spirit, by our ancestors. We need to build that immediately if we want peace to prevail on earth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. There is no altar yet in here. There is no temple in here. There is no peace in here.
Then
And yet I'm talking about peacemaking.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
I'm joking. Yeah.
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 We had a lot of families come to Baba's sessions this time. You know, the father, the mother. There was a family that came with a grandmother, the sister of the father, and the children. And it is the first time this has happened in Cape Town.
Oh, yes, it's true.
And it touched me so deeply. And the children were, you know, sitting, listening aptly to the messages from the spirit world to the family, like eyes really big, focused. It was so special. Wow. It was so special. It was like something shifted from just individual people coming, even more couples. We had more couples. People who were in relationship with each other, both of them coming. So there was a depth to the work that was done this time.
Sure.
And when we did go and do these rituals, especially the water rituals, it was ancient ancient ancestors
That
from the
descended.
ocean
Oh,
that
yeah.
descended on their people to say, where have you been?
You are accusing me. Where have you been? What were you doing when we were in our caves? And it was something.
Yeah.
This is what is happening. The seeds we are planting are germinating. And we don't expect to see the fruits of your labor.
Just
The
go.
fruits of your labor must be enjoyed by the new generations. Not by you,
Yeah.
not by. We may be lucky to experience our own, otherwise it's not for us. What we are doing is for we must be generational people.
Yeah.
People who see the future of our world. Yeah.
I recently had a very powerful connection with an ancient stone.
Oh, yeah.
I went to dance. There was a dance on this beach. It was about a month or two ago. And in the dance, I kept feeling like the stone, I was doing this thing, there's something about the stone. And I went a bit closer and I went a bit closer. Everyone was doing their thing and I was doing my thing. And yet I was like gravitating towards this boulder, like a massive boulder in the ocean. And as I got closer, all I heard was water.
Water.
I need water. And at first I was like, oh, really, I need water. So eventually I kind of did a dance. I didn't want to make it obvious. I did a dance to my water bottle and I brought my water. And there was, just as I was pouring the water, it was like a human being that just was, it's just to relief. And it was one of the most powerful healing moments of this year for me.
Of course.
Just to have been able to hear and to have been able to bring that little bit of water to that ancient stone who really, really needed it.
With the eyes of humans, we say it was a stone. But when you use the eyes of spirit, that was an ancient ancestor who came to her in the form of that stone. That's why I was saying there are many messengers deployed already in the world, but we are not listening. Here is the stone. Here is the mountain. How many people flock to Mount Sinai to go and see the mountain?
Yeah.
Is that a mountain? I wonder. Is that a mountain? I wonder. Yeah. If you are still living in here, it's a mountain, yes.
Yeah.
But if you live in your heart, that's creator. That's ancestor.
Yeah.
There's this prayer that I was taught, we were taught as part of a Native American Indian healing tradition. And when I first heard this prayer, it was like something, my heart just cracked. And there's this part of this prayer that says to open our eyes, our ears, our minds, and our hearts. And when I heard it, it just felt like, oh, it was like balm to my spirit and to my soul. But this part of the prayer continues to teach me. It continues to be a teaching as my ears open, that when nature speaks, when there's a movement from even the wind here, even the wind here, when the wind is so fierce here, the wind wants to be acknowledged. It wants something. You know?
Yeah.
And when we say something or we thank the wind, something happens. Something, it's like, there's an easing. This to me feels like one of the deepest
Yes. No.
teachings that I remain in. This teaching of nature calling us and wanting to be medicine to us, to open our eyes and our hearts and our minds.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes. Yes to that.
Sure.
So much. It's so much beauty. And isn't it so interesting? And it's not too, but you know, in the world, you can see, like, if you see somebody hugging a tree or you see somebody connecting with nature, I know for us, we look at it and see, oh, yes, there's connection and there's a nourishment. In the same
Yes.
way, when you see a mother nursing a child,
Yes.
there is this this deep animal spirit connection, that is nourishment. And yet in this world, it's like it fascinates me that this is, I know it sounds crazy that it even fascinates me, but how could this not be the norm? Like raising your children to hug the trees and to have respect and ask for permission before we pick something up and take, or just this like overall, yeah, it makes me emotional, this overall reverence.
Yeah.
And most of our world is not walking with that.
Yeah.
We are lucky then to see that most of our world is not working with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
These are the eyes that have been given to us to see
Yeah.
that the rest of the people don't see. What do we do with this knowledge now? We do with this wisdom now? What do we do with this power of seeing what cannot be seen by the rest of the people? They say, go ye into the world and heal my people.
Yeah.
Teach them. Like when we talk of nature, what is nature? Majority of us think that nature excludes human beings. We are not part of nature. We are going to walk into nature. Let's go and observe nature. Why can't you look at your own self and say, I am nature? All this kind of education is non-existent in human families. It's non-existent. We don't know about these things. Yeah, this information is new. It's being brought to us now. What are we doing about it? That's the question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Those who see what you are describing, when you go and pray, you pray for other people to also see the way you see. This is what we can do. Yeah. Because we are not peacemakers. People refer to me as a peacemaker. I'm not. If I was a peacemaker, I would have brought peace already in the world. I'm a peace receiver. Once I receive the peace, I share with the world. I will share with the world. I would have brought peace way, way big, because we need peace on earth.
Yeah.
Peace on earth.
I love this most simple of teachings, you know, when you go into nature.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself
So,
before you touch the tree.
Yeah.
yeah,
Introduce yourself. It's such a
Yeah.
basic teaching. It's such a basic teaching.
it is a basic teaching. Can I ask you, did you know that? Did somebody teach that to you, or did your consciousness just arrive one day and you knew? Because it's different for all of us. Was there somebody that pointed it out, or did you just like one day know, like change and know that like this is the right thing to do?
Someone, sorry,
Yeah.
Bob.
Go for it. Yeah, come on.
Someone told me, when you go into nature, you must pay your respects. And I thought about it for a long time. What do they mean? You know, because I am walking softly. I am being gentle. I am looking. I am feeling. I am doing all of these things. But I was not really fully paying my respect, because when I sat down, I didn't announce
Yeah.
myself. When I hugged that first tree or smelled that flower and approached it, I didn't say, "Oh, by the way, hey, I'm wrong. Is this okay? May I approach you?
Yeah.
May I sit here?
Yeah.
May I touch you?"
Mm-hmm.
In my
So,
case, almost like what she's saying, nature is my teacher.
Mm-hmm.
She is my teacher. She speaks a very clear language, simple language.
Mm.
If only we give her a little bit of time to listen to her. She is the greatest teacher ever to exist.
Mm-hmm.
She speaks any languages.
Yeah.
Any languages. For she says, the languages are my languages.
Mm-hmm.
Nature. Yeah, so
Yeah.
like we say, there are worlds in nature. And in those worlds, there are citizens of those worlds
Mm-hmm.
we have to communicate with.
We do. Yeah.
They have been extending their hand to us, humans, wanting to connect with us. We say, no, we don't.
Mm-hmm.
We have our own ancestor, the intelligence I have here. So that spirit smiles when we say that. They
Yeah.
smile. They are not aggressive. They love us unconditionally.
I agree, Baba. I agree. They get very happy.
They just want us to do what we want to do.
Yeah.
They watch when we do what we were doing.
Yeah.
But one day you'll come back and say, I'm sorry, I did not understand you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. At different points in my life, depending upon the location that I've been in, it's like always finding a sacred earth ancestor to have that place where you can go and collapse and grieve, or so there's like a specific group of trees and this land that has seen all the faces of me. And so yeah, I always make sure that there's a place that I connect with, that I can be able to experience that greater sense of safety and belonging in nature.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been very blessed on this journey that
Very much.
Baba been here now on Sunday. Was it Sunday or Saturday? Saturday. We drove over the little mountain close by to another beach, and we were going to have a ceremony. And in the middle of the morning at 10 a.m., there was this amazingly beautiful snake just slowly gliding, no hurry. She was taking her time. It was just so beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, we've seen, so many fish in the water, urchins. When we've been in the water, there's just been so much life to connect with. At every ceremony we've done, little fishes come when we've had our faces under the water. Little fishes
I
come.
love it.
It always astounds me when we come to a place in nature and offer our prayers. Who comes?
Yeah.
Who comes forward to witness, to bring gifts, to bring gifts from this mother's pharmacy.
Mother's pharmacy. I love that.
Mother's pharmacy.
Yeah.
It's just immeasurable. It's so full.
Yeah.
And yeah, my awareness of that continues to expand. The more time Baba and I spend, the more I become aware of how vast her pharmacy is everywhere.
Yeah.
How much medicine there is available that has not yet been seen, because people are very focused on a particular way that even herbal medicine and homeopathic medicine has been identified and taught to people, so that when other medicines reveal themselves to us, we can't believe them because they've not been documented. The scientists have not given them a particular name and written down the properties and the contraindications, and we can't just trust that this is good medicine. We can't just trust the hearing that we receive.
About 2020, if I'm not mistaken, 20 years ago, I was in New York at a conference where healers were invited by a group of scientists in our country to talk about how we can heal the sick people. They wanted indigenous medicines to be combined with the Western medicines. We agreed on many areas during that conference. Then they said, for us, the Westerners, to accept your medicines, we need to test them scientifically. They said, no.
Yeah.
This is the end of the conference, my dear friends. We're not agreeing on this one here. We don't train to be medicine people in our own cultures. It's a gift given from generation to generation,
Yeah.
It's on from generation to generation. How can you test the wisdom of our ancient ancestors? It can be. Let's agree that if you have a sick person, you cannot handle your ways, bring that sick person to us. And if I have come across a patient who needs Western medication, I will refer them to you.
Yeah.
Let's work along that way. Then it was agreed. So for the first time, I could take my medicines into your hospitals in New York, in California.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and that is how we need to help the sick people, not to fight over who has the most important medicine.
Yeah.
Uh,
I agree with you
our
100.
Western medicines and our indigenous medicines come from nature. They all come from nature, the same source. It is how we are given to use them. Let's heal the sick people, not fight over this thing. It's irrelevant.
You bring a really beautiful point, Baba, about the emergence of science.
Right.
And how we are looking at a world right now that at some level I'm contesting. I have resistance to. And we are seeing science trying to like broaden its scope, and spirituality becoming something that is more scientific, right? So it used to be so it's like, oh, quantum physics and now you see that like there's a convergence of where science and medicine people, as you're mentioning, are coming together more. And there's a lot of beauty and there's a lot of distortion. And it's still a medical system that wants to test and feel like it has to know. There's still not the mystery of like how spirits and how God moves and brings healing through the elements. And so they're still trying to figure all this out and still exploiting at some level indigenous knowledge. And it makes me a little crazy. Because I see this meeting happening and it's like, why do I need approval for you to tell me that this works? And because
who are you?
Yeah, who are you? And you've tested it and you've documented it. So somehow, because somebody else has documented it or somebody else has created a program or makes it acceptable. And meanwhile, we know what we know has been long standing without anybody testing it. It just works. It just
effectively.
Effectively. And lucky for us, we were the test. Like like just our allowance of it to pass through and participate, like just merely participate with it, has made it effective. And so yeah, I find it's very controversial right now, because even spiritual people are becoming very biased and like kind of leaning into this crazy. And I'm like, our ancestors, we've been doing this forever, and like now we have to go and become certified at doing something that was free, and like it's deplorable. Like wherever there's like an inch of where it's like, wow, there's growth, it's coming into the masses, then there's also this other piece to be mindful of, to be conscious of, is that how, yes, it can be for the benefit that is becoming mainstream, and how is it operating? Is it in integrity?
Yes.
And what feels true to the heart?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, that is why spirits are saying there must be cleansing in religions, in cultures.
Yeah.
Cleansing ceremonies in politics.
Oof.
Cleansing ceremonies in businesses, for example.
Yeah.
All is not well.
Yes, Baba, yes.
We need the brooms. Yeah, to make sure that we rub all the black marks on the wall and renovate them. The highway is unusable. There are so many potholes everywhere.
Yeah.
That is why we are being deployed by spirits to go and heal the wounded. The highways are wounded. Rivers are wounded. The skies are wounded. you know. Even our communities are wounded. We are not seeing eye to eye.
Yeah.
We need the cleansing rituals, Mama.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I see. Mm.
When I first went to visit Baba Credo Mutwa
Yeah.
and Mama Virginia Mutwa, they had this big bushes of what we call Sutherlandia. It's called cancer bush. Its common name is cancer bush. And it used to grow in the Northern Cape prolifically, even along on the highway, it used to grow. And then the next visit, I would see, oh, what's happening with the Sutherlandia? It looks like, it's kind of disappeared. So we had these big discussions about this herb that helps cure cancer. It's a treatment for cancer. And the fact that Baba Credo said, helicopters and planes have come, and they've sprayed over the Sutherlandia, wildly grown. And now what is happening is certain people now have the pure Sutherlandia in their possession. So the wild crops that used to grow and the seed that used to just grow prolifically was deliberately destroyed so that it then became a commercial crop.
Yeah.
So now we struggle in South Africa to get an organic Sutherlandia seed. To be able to grow Sutherlandia in your garden is a challenge now, because you might grow the plant to a certain level and then it just dies out and it doesn't go to seed, because it has deliberately been corrupted.
Exactly.
Because of money, because of capitalism.
Of course. Of course.
So, yeah, when you speak about your concern and your worry, it's real. It's because your psyche likely knows this is what has happened and this is what can continue to happen if we don't object, if we don't ask for what is the reasons for such measures of control.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mama, you still have a long, long way to go. A long, long way. You are being visited by different spirits, Mama.
Yeah.
They are coming one by one, slowly. Yeah, you are going to feel the pain of the wounded more than before. Yeah, it's coming your way. Just mark my words.
Oh, this mother heart of mine, I'm like, oh. Yeah.
Just mark my words, my dear.
Yeah.
Because you are being taken into the world of spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't only want to see themselves in you anymore, or they don't want to be around you anymore. They want to be in you.
Yeah.
They are coming stronger and stronger, Mama.
It's been very busy, Baba.
Yeah. More and more and more.
Understatement.
Yeah.
Yeah, more and more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baba, can you speak into something? Oh, wait, you're frozen. Hold on. Okay, there you go.
I said it strengthens us.
Oh, it does strengthen us.
Yeah.
It does strengthen us. And Baba, I know what you're saying and I hear you. And I've made a prayer today for the next level of resistance that I'm in at the body level. I had a big talk with everybody last night and I made prayers this morning. And, Yeah, at the body level, there's a whole other thing that wants to come through the body that my body has been like not felt safe enough yet to allow to inhabit.
Exactly.
And I'm ready to release that. So it's happening. It's here. It's
Happening for sure.
yeah.
I noticed the time you introduced us with a prayer here,
Yeah.
you were in full trance.
Yeah.
The spirits were guiding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And surrender feels so good. Like when we actually do give way, it's like the waters just part. Oh, and I mean, it takes so much strength to hold back that dam. I'm
Oh,
exhausted.
yeah.
Right? For our listeners, I mean, like this is real stuff. It requires so much strength to hold back all that power that wants to come through. So to let go and be able to just like, it's grace. It is an
Yes.
act of, it is grace. Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah.
Agree. It's true.
Baba told me, good luck with your resistance. That's what you said. Good luck, Mama Ra, with your resistance. Your spirits have got you like this.
Yeah.
They're just like, we're coming to get you.
Yeah.
You're closer and closer. I was not happy.
Yeah.
At the time.
Yeah. It's crazy because we want it so much and we resist it so much. It's like stupid. It doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, there will be no more control. There will be no more. Yeah. Everything will change.
Yeah.
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 In terms of resisting, I was a warrior, Mama. Yeah, I was yeah, a big punch.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
Not doing this, not.
Yeah.
But my dear friend, I was on my knees now.
Yeah,
On my
exactly.
knees. Let your will be done. I surrender now.
Yeah.
Not allow me to die. They protected from him dying. Any other challenges, I had to go through them. And how I overcame, I have no idea.
Yeah. And we can laugh about it. It reminds me. It reminds me too of like childbirth. It's like you think you'll never do it again, right? Like it's like no way. And then like after a week, you're like, oh, like and then you could laugh about it again. It's we're the body, the spirit. It's like it's so amazing, really. It's so incredible.
It is, my dear.
And we need each other to keep reminding one another.
We do.
And, yeah.
Yes. Because your story will teach us a lot of things.
Yeah.
Your story will teach us a lot of things. You know, that's why they say be together all the time.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Baba, I want to ask you something.
Yes.
I said it like it's very serious. In our last talk, you and I touched on something. And Rob wrote in this beautiful piece, just this, we were started to talk about the male and the female. And we talked about how important it is to have the unity of all of us, but to have the unity, to really feel a mother and a father, a grandmother, a grandfather, to feel this male and female together and what happens. And we've talked about having elders, right? That having grandmothers, grandfathers, and even just having you in a male form, how important that is for me. Obviously, how important that is for Ra, who is a daughter to you now. And now I'm going to be your daughter too. But this piece that is like being let me get the right language. Ancestors, give me the words. This collective pain and separation of men and women united together, and families united together, and obviously raising children, and is there anything that you want to say about that, like how to harmonize, or why that this has happened? Is it just part of the destruction?
You see, this language we are using now of male and female is a language that has been created by mankind.
Mm-hmm.
But if we look at the word woman, I want us to look at the word woman. It's an English word. And yet it has some Latin in it too, woo and man.
Mm-hmm.
Woman, according to African culture, refers to the umbilical cord of a mother.
Mm.
This is where creation takes place.
Mm.
She has become two twins,
Yeah.
woo and man. Woo man means female, like female, woman. Male is man.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the language
Yeah.
that we are playing around with.
Mm.
Woman and female. It's a union, unity that is inseparable. The moment you remove men, there is no more twins.
Yeah.
The moment you remove the womb, there are no twins there. There is no creation there. It is only politics and the religions that have kept this word, man, so strongly
Mm-hmm.
that it becomes a very important creation,
Mm.
more important than anything else, men. Why did they do that? They wanted to get rid of the power in the womb of the mother.
Yeah.
So that the male creation can be the only one that determines and decides. It was a way of controlling politically. Therefore, it was introduced in religions to strengthen the politics of those countries.
Mm-hmm.
The Roman Empire, for example, the British Empire, they wanted to strengthen their power.
Yeah.
And they would dictate and tell them what to do, and the women would follow suit.
Yeah.
We must look at where this separation started and why it started. That history is not being shared with anybody. It is secret history. Look at it now. We have women who are being supported by politics, given positions of power to campaign on behalf of the party that must be in power. Because the population of the women is bigger than the population of men. So let's pretend to like them so that they can vote and support us, for us. So women are now beginning to see that there was hidden agenda here. That is why they are coming together with one voice to speak for themselves. Let us also look at the history of our world, beginning the time the men assumed power over women. The history of mankind is nothing but wars and wars and wars and wars and wars. Why can't these men who are so strong, so powerful, bring order, stop wars? Now they are beginning to say women must be given a position of power, selected position of power. It's not being done honestly. They again have hidden agendas. I'm a male myself, but I see the weaknesses that we men have. The truth must be told about that. If you look at the trees, you cannot tell which one is the female tree or the male tree. You can't. But they are there. Grandmother trees, grandmother rocks, they are there. You know, Mother Moon, they are there. But who can tell whether she's a woman or a male? If you look very closely at an observation I made recently, new moon, just I wanted to go and look at the new moon. Carefully, look very closely. You will see that it is in two parts. The new moon, Mama. Yeah, it's like the tusks of an elephant. Male and female will give us the beautiful moon. It is a union we should never tamper with if we want peace to prevail on earth. Women must never fight for their rights, for the rights belong to them. You see, that one requires its own time, that subject, Mama.
Yeah, I know. It's
Yeah,
big.
for me, it cannot do with this time.
Yeah.
Can't. It cannot. It can't be.
But we
For
are grateful.
all the time, this world has been running, excluding woman in our activities. Where have we witnessed peace or healing? Where? Look at the United Nations. In New York there, that body has been established to bring peace and healing. Where is peace and healing since its inception? They are trying to woo women now. Why now? That's the question. Why now? Don't separate this, the woman. If you remove the woo, then there is no word that sounds like a woman anymore. It's gone. We kill it. And remove the man at the end there. No woo anymore. So there is nothing. It becomes a piece, a jigsaw puzzle, which we cannot play anymore because the pieces are not together anymore. We need complete pieces of a jigsaw puzzle put together. Then we can play the jigsaw puzzle game. Now things have fallen apart. There is no peace. There is no healing. Yeah.
Mm.
We are trying to refer to nature as Mother Nature. Why Mother Nature today? Why not yesterday?
Mhm.
Why not Mother Nature yesterday?
Yeah.
What is up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why
Mhm.
now? So the woman is just folding her arms and watching. And watching. You go it alone and see where you're going to get to. You get nowhere.
Yeah.
We are looking for grass, seeds. The seeds come from the womb of the
Yeah.
woman.
Mhm.
That tree, the plant that was destroyed here, we are looking for the seeds. Where are they? They
Yeah.
are nowhere to be found because we killed the umbilical cord.
Mm.
We killed that seed.
Mm.
We killed the seed.
Mm. We have had
Thank you, Mama.
many men come this time.
Ah.
We had a workshop in which for the first time there were more men than women. And, you know, I was just reveling. I was just feeling like,
Mm.
wow.
It's not that men must come to women. I'm not saying that. Men and women must come to the truth
Yeah.
that male and female must coexist.
Mhm.
Simple.
Yeah.
We're not saying come to the women's side, come to the men's side. That's not the issue.
Yeah.
Come to the coexistence.
Yeah.
But we know many men who are on the road seeking,
Yay.
who are coming in search of
The
answers
truth.
and the truth and how to heal and how to connect with nature and how to connect with themselves. And this has brought me a lot of comfort over this hosting time.
Exactly.
Mm.
And yeah, because you know, there's a part of me that's doing my research over the years of hosting. Who's coming? What lessons are coming? What stories are coming? And to be in spaces where there are more male seekers is a comfort. It is a comfort. And Baba teaches in a very feminine way. I mean, your teachings are very feminine. It's, you know, your ritual is go and connect with a tree. It's not go and read that encyclopedia or that or that.
Yeah.
Go and speak to the tree and let me know what happens.
And
You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, people were like, "Oh, that's it." You know, that's your ritual. That's what you need to go do. Now, people are really, I think, becoming aware of the reweaving of that, of what does it mean for me to go and pay my respect to a tree. What happens in my consciousness and in my emotional body and in my sensory body? What happens to me when I am doing that, sitting on the land, paying my respect, opening not just my eyes and my ears, but some deeper inner eye that wonders what the heck is going on? What is going to happen? Why am I here? So that feels really comforting and encouraging that we have been in spaces in this time when I've been hosting Baba where men and women, not just these families that have touched me so deeply, you know, husbands and wives with the children and the grandchildren that have come. that have come.
Yeah.
That's just been such a balm. Grannies coming who could barely walk down the stairs, had to be assisted to walk, but they are here. They want to be part of the healing story.
Yes.
Mhm. Thank you for that beautiful service and showing up to meet them. And oh, yeah, I'm dreaming in a world where men and women are united and
Yeah.
where our children are strengthened and have two parents and have many parents, right?
Yeah.
Many parents, and feel really nurtured and strengthened in who they are meant to be, that they have a chance to really live into what is true for them, what is possible for them, and for them to really be like vitalized in the family unit, for them to bring that through to fruition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
my encouragement is that when you hold your meetings, women's groups, and all those things, don't leave behind the children.
Mm.
They
Mhm.
must be present.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Beautiful.
the things are not being taught at home.
Yeah. Agreed.
You know?
Agreed. That's beautiful. Thank you, Baba. Yeah. It's important to remember that because they learn just from being in the space, in the energy, picking it up.
You can create some games if they are little ones. Create
Yeah.
some games. They play while you do your ceremonies.
Mm.
They must be present in the environment
Yeah.
where these things are taking place.
Mm.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Thank you. Mm.
Mm. Sure.
Is there Mwah, 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 mwah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I want to do this. Hold on. I'm spraying myself with this rose sun water. I need to wait, Baba, Ra, I'm gonna spray you too.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You are-
Thank you.
Wait, ancestors.
Thank you, Mama.
So
Yeah.
let's just breathe into the heart and just ask if there's anything else that wants to be shared today with the community of listeners. Baba Ra, is there anything that comes through that wants to be brought into the space?
They want you tonight to go and light 4 candles.
Okay. I'm going to write down, Baba. You know how I do. Okay. Okay.
4 candles, different colors of candles.
I dreamt of this a few nights ago.
Place your candles in 4 directions.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Get a small bowl of water. Fill it up with water.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got a small stone that is on your altar, put it in the water.
Okay.
They want you to wear a blue cloth.
Wait, say it again. You went out. They want me to wear a
Blue.
blue. Okay. I have it already out. It's on my bed.
Ah, thank you. Yeah, because they are saying the blue, she has that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then light your candles placed in those 4 directions.
Mhm.
A bowl of water in the center. They want you to sit facing to the east. Looking at your altar that you have created.
Mhm.
Close your eyes, take about 3, 4, 5 minutes, closing your eyes and saying no prayer.
Mhm.
You are going to feel some energy moving through your body during those 5 minutes of silence, and announce to that energy to say, you called me, here I am.
Mm.
That is going to be your prayer.
Okay.
You called me, here I am. Remain with your eyes closed for another 5 minutes after that prayer.
Mhm.
Come back to life slowly and open your eyes finally.
Okay.
They wanted to go and perform this ritual today, if possible.
Mhm. It is possible.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Then after the prayer, you can blow out your candles. Leave the altar where it is for the whole night.
Mhm.
You are going to receive some visitors during your sleep.
Yeah.
Visitors are on their way to be with you.
Mm.
You can, if you want, you can let us know who these visitors were.
I will.
Thank you, Mama.
I will do that. Yeah.
Because this meeting, this conference we had today is crucial.
Yeah.
I thought it was just an interview. They are saying no.
No, I agree. Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
They are saying, look at how much it has taken. No one was looking at the watch. We were not allowed to look at the watch, say, is it no time up?
Mm.
So that's what I'm hearing for you, Mom.
Mm. Thank you, Baba. I will do it. I'll do it tonight.
Thank you, my dear.
It feels very significant that we're meeting today and the solstice is tomorrow. Yeah, and so opening up a new gateway and yeah, all of
Thank you. Thank
the
you.
things. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you, ancestors. I'll take care of that. Yeah, about 3 or 4 nights ago, I was dreaming and all these color candles came and 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 I woke up and the candles were just the energy of like patience, peace. There were like different words that came in with the candles, and then the next night it was another group of beings, of ancestors, and it was like just keep going, keep going.
Thank
And then
you.
last night, and then last night was your people coming in and our people, and yeah, let's see what let's see what tonight brings. But
Yeah,
I'll go candle shopping.
beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, may the way continue to open.
Thank you for all of us. Thank you. Thank you.
And we hope to connect with you again
Absolutely.
and have such a rich depth of sharing
Mm.
and heart medicine.
Oh, I love our sharing. I love when we come together. I'm going to place a link in the in the notes, if anybody who's watching wants to contribute, we would love to take any donations for today, and that would be offered to our Baba
Yes.
to strengthen his transport home to his lands and just help out.
Yeah.
So we ask if your heart feels called to donate, I'll put a link for that to take place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really
and
appreciate it.
contribute
Thank you.
into that.
Thank you so much.
There's a large family in Zimbabwe reliant on
Mm,
Baba and what Baba brings home. So
love that. Yeah.
we're
Thank
very
you.
grateful to
Thank you.
anyone who contributes.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'll put the link below.
Thank you for this platform, thank you for this platform. And
Do you know, in future you're going to host this? She's coming to South Africa, Mama.
I am.
you are?
I am. At some point I will. Zimbabwe was very strong on radar many, many years ago. Yeah, ooh, chills. Yeah, I have a very strong connection with the land. So I'm coming. And
Okay, we're excited.
we're gonna
excited.
yeah,
Yes.
let's do it. We're planting
Yeah.
that seed today, everybody. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great news. Why am I surprised?
Well, why are you surprised? What I see is what is going to happen. I
Yes.
could see.
And Baba,
Thank
do you see, it's interesting because I see me there, but I don't see you guys here. Is that true?
I haven't seen us there
I
either.
haven't seen us yet
Yeah.
there because
Yeah.
I've done a lot of work for your country, Mama.
Yeah. Yeah.
Over years.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
So you are being called home by the
Mhm.
ancient ancestors,
Mm.
you people.
Yeah.
You are being called home.
Yeah.
Historically, scientifically, humanity came from Africa.
Mm-hmm.
So those great spirits of yesterday want their people home.
Yeah. And home
Woo!
we shall be. Home we shall be.
It shall be.
Then
Yeah.
Yeah.
when you come, that is the time we'll share more.
Yeah.
Yeah, more.
Indeed.
Big seeds being planted today.
I know it's a big day. We're like, yes.
Seed is
Big
going to
seed.
germinate no matter what. It's going to germinate.
It will germinate.
It will. Oh, Baba and Ra, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your heart and your words and answering the call. Answering the call from me, from them. All of us doing the thing.
It's not taking my time. Don't say thank you for your time. I don't own time.
That's true.
Time belongs to spirit, to ancestors.
I like that. I'm
Yeah.
digesting that in my heart.
We don't have time.
Are you ready to say goodbye, though?
You don't know how much I love you, Mama.
Oh, I love you. My sweet Baba.
You don't know how much I love you. I love the inner you. The inner you is amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna bring her. I'm gonna bring her out.
Yes. Across the waters.
Across the water.
So much gratitude and so much love to you, and enjoy your beautiful day. And we look forward to seeing the podcast once it's out.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And
You're
thank you to your
so welcome.
ancestors.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I love you both. Go in peace. I'm going to go candle shopping.
Okay, happy shopping. Mwah,
Happy
mwah, mwah.
shopping, Mama.
We love you.
We
I
love
love you
you.
guys.